Welcome to day 86 of our Bible reading plan. Today we're reading Leviticus chapter 19, Proverbs chapter 15, Mark chapter 12, verse 35 to verse 44, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1 to verse 6, and Psalms chapter 86. We're starting with Leviticus chapter 19 and we're reading from the Berean Standard Bible. Then the Lord said to Moses, Speak to the whole congregation of Israel and tell them, Be holy, because I, the Lord your God, am holy. Each of you must respect his mother and father, and you must keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Do not turn to idols or make for yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. When you sacrifice a peace offering to the Lord, you shall offer it for your acceptance. It shall be eaten on the day you sacrifice it, or on the next day. But what remains on the third day must be burned up. If any of it is eaten on the third day, it is tainted and will not be accepted. Whoever eats it will bear his iniquity, for he has profaned what is holy to the Lord. That person must be cut off from his people. When you reap the harvest of your land, you are not to reap to the very edges of your field or gather the gleanings of your harvest. You must not strip your vineyard bare or gather its fallen grapes. Leave them for the poor and the foreigner. I am the Lord your God. You must not steal. You must not lie or deceive one another. You must not swear falsely by my name and so profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. You must not defraud your neighbor or rob him. You must not withhold until morning the wages due a hired hand. You must not curse the deaf or place a stumbling block before the blind, but you shall fear your God. I am the Lord. You must not pervert justice. You must not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the rich. You are to judge your neighbor fairly. You must not go about spreading slander among your people. You must not endanger the life of your neighbor. I am the Lord. You must not harbor hatred against your brother in your heart. Directly rebuke your neighbor so that you will not incur guilt on account of him. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against any of your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. You are to keep my statutes. You shall not crossbreed two different kinds of livestock. You shall not sow your fields with two different kinds of seed, and you shall not wear clothing made of two kinds of material. If a man lies carnally with a slave girl promised to another man, but who has not been redeemed or given her freedom, there must be due punishment, but they are not to be put to death because she had not been freed. The man, however, must bring a ram to the entrance to the tent of meeting as his guilt offering to the Lord. The priest shall make atonement on his behalf before the Lord with the ram of the guilt offering for the sin he has committed, and he will be forgiven the sin he has committed. When you enter the land and plant any kind of tree for food, you shall regard the fruit as forbidden. For 3 years it will be forbidden to you and must not be eaten. In the fourth year, all its fruit must be consecrated as a praise offering to the Lord. But in the fifth year, you may eat its fruit. Thus your harvest will be increased. I am the Lord your God. You must not eat anything with blood still in it. You must not practice divination or sorcery. You must not cut off the hair at the sides of your head or clip off the edges of your beard. You must not make any cuts in your bodies for the dead or put tattoo marks on yourselves. I am the Lord. You must not defile your daughter by making her a prostitute, or the land will be prostituted and filled with depravity. You must keep my Sabbaths and have reverence for my sanctuary. I am the Lord. You must not turn to mediums or spiritists. Do not seek them out, or you will be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. You are to rise in the presence of the elderly Honor the aged and fear your God. I am the Lord. When a foreigner resides with you in your land, you must not oppress him. You must treat the foreigner living among you as native born and love him as yourself. For you were foreigners in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. You must not use dishonest measures of length, weight, or volume. You shall maintain honest scales and weights, an honest ephah and an honest hin. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. You must keep all my statutes and all my ordinances and follow them. I am the Lord. Now we're going to read Proverbs chapter 15. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise commends knowledge, but the mouth of the fool spouts folly. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, observing the evil and the good. A soothing tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit. A fool rejects his father's discipline, but whoever heeds correction is prudent. The house of the righteous has great treasure, but the income of the wicked is trouble. The lips of the wise spread knowledge, but not so the heart of fools. The sacrifice of the wicked is detestable to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The Lord detests the way of the wicked, but he loves those who pursue righteousness. Discipline is harsh for him who leaves the path. He who hates correction will die. Sheol and Abaddon lie open before the Lord. How much more the hearts of men? A mocker does not love to be reproved, nor will he consult the wise. A joyful heart makes a cheerful countenance, but sorrow of the heart crushes the spirit. A discerning heart seeks knowledge, but the mouth of a fool feeds on folly. All the days of the oppressed are bad, but a cheerful heart has a continual feast. Better a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with turmoil. Better a dish of vegetables where there is love than a fattened ox with hatred. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger calms disputes. The way of the slacker is like a hedge of thorns, but the path of the upright is a highway. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish man despises his mother. Folly is joy to one who lacks judgment, but a man of understanding walks a straight path. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisers they succeed. A man takes joy in a fitting reply, and how good is a timely word. The path of life leads upward for the wise, that he may avoid going down to Sheol. The Lord tears down the house of the proud, but he protects the boundaries of the widow. The Lord detests the thoughts of the wicked, but the words of the pure are pleasant to him. He who is greedy for unjust gain brings trouble on his household, but he who hates bribes will live. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked blots out evil. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. The light of the eyes cheers the heart, and good news nourishes the bones. He who listens to life-giving reproof will dwell among the wise. He who ignores discipline despises himself, but whoever heeds correction gains understanding. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and humility comes before honor. Our next reading is Mark chapter 12, verse 35 to verse 44. When Jesus was teaching in the temple courts, he asked, "How can the scribes say that the Christ is the son of David?" Speaking by the Holy Spirit, David himself declared, "The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I put your enemies under your feet." David himself calls him Lord. So how can he be David's son? And the large crowd listened to him with delight. In his teaching, Jesus also said, "Watch out for the scribes. They like to walk around in long robes, to receive greetings in the marketplaces, and to have the chief seats in the synagogues and the places of honor at banquets. They defraud widows of their houses, and for a show make lengthy prayers. These men will receive greater condemnation. As Jesus was sitting opposite the treasury, he watched the crowd putting money into it, and many rich people put in large amounts. Then one poor widow came and put in two small copper coins, which amounted to a small fraction of a denarius. Jesus called his disciples to him and said, "Truly, I tell you, this poor widow has put more than all the others into the treasury, for they all contributed out of their surplus, but she, out of her poverty, has put in all she had to live on." Now we're going to read 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1 to verse 6. Therefore, since God in his mercy has given us this ministry, we do not lose heart. Instead, we have renounced secret and shameful ways. We do not practice deceit, nor do we distort the word of God. On the contrary, by open proclamation of the truth, we commend ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God. And even if our gospel is veiled, it is veiled to those who are perishing. The God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so they cannot see the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. For we do not proclaim ourselves, but Jesus Christ as Lord, and ourselves as your servants for Jesus' sake. For God, who said, "Let light shine out of darkness," made his light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. Now, we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this surpassingly great power is from God and not from us. We are hard pressed on all sides, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed. We always carry around in our body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be revealed in our body. We're supposed to read 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1 to verse 6, but I've read it to verse 10. Okay, so we move on to the next reading, which is Psalms chapter 86. Incline your ear, O Lord, and answer me, for I am poor and needy. Preserve my soul, for I am godly. You are my God. Save your servant who trusts in you. Be merciful to me, O Lord, for I call to you all day long. Bring joy to your servant, for to you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. For you, O Lord, are kind and forgiving, rich in loving devotion to all who call on you. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and attend to my plea for mercy. In the day of my distress, I call on you because you answer me. O Lord, there is none like you among the gods, nor any works like yours. All the nations you have made will come and bow before you, O Lord, and they will glorify your name. For you are great and perform wonders. You alone are God. Teach me your way, O Lord, that I may walk in your truth. Give me an undivided heart, that I may fear your name. I will praise you, O Lord my God, with all my heart. I will glorify your name forever, for great is your loving devotion to me. You have delivered me from the depths of Sheol. The arrogant rise against me, O God. A band of ruthless men seeks my life with no regard for you. But you, O Lord, are a compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in loving devotion and faithfulness. Turn to me and have mercy. Grant your strength to your servant. Save the son of your maid servant. Show me a sign of your goodness, that my enemies may see and be ashamed. For you, O Lord, have helped me and comforted me. May the Lord bless the reading and hearing of his word. And may we also not be readers or hearers only, but doers of the word.